Hi, so in this video today, I'm just going to be talking about if you are a doctor or nurse and you are interested in making some videos. So I started my channel only about 6 months ago, and it's really to support my brand and my business. I'm not kind of out there to get like millions of followers or anything like that, but it's mainly just started off as a way to educate patients and to share what I've learned so that other doctors and nurses who are going through a similar experience with trying to get into aesthetics will be able to have those resources. So I'm going to share with you kind of like the low budget way of getting started to just get your feet wet. So for me, I already had my concierge practice. I was working at Kaiser in urgent care, adult and family medicine, and then I was seeing clients for Botox and filler on the evenings and weekends. And I created my video series as a way to create general education around the injections, and then also to share with other practitioners about how to start a business like mine. So it's really important that you're clear about what content you want to make, because it'll get a lot easier when you sit down and you try to write out exactly what videos you want to start with. So I recommend coming up with who is your audience and what is your niche. I went to this IPSY conference in LA last year, and I heard Anastasia from Anastasia Beverly Hills give a talk about how they created makeup just for makeup artists for a specific group, and then it kind of became a global phenomenon. I think the same goes for content. Think about the tiny group of people that you're talking to. So for me, it was doctors and nurses. Maybe in their 30s or 40s, looking for a little career change or something on the side, and they're just curious about how one would go about starting a side business. So I made all of my content for them, and I found that a lot of other people also like it, but that helps me get really clear when I'm not too sure about what video to make next. So get super clear on your audience. The next thing, the second point, would be to find your aesthetic. I decided to rent a location in order to shoot my videos because my brand is all about luxury, my brand is about servicing women, and I don't want things to feel sterile like a clinic. So I found a great location on Peerspace, and I rented 2 days, and I batched 20 videos each day. I rented the space for about 6 hours per day, and I just booked my videographer, and I said, this is the content I want to get through. I also did a little photo shoot when I was there to give me content for Instagram, and so I basically got 6 months to a year's worth of content, depending on how often you post, in 2 days. You also don't have to rent a location if you have a home that's well decorated. If you want to use a white wall, totally fine, but I do think if you are doing it as an add-on to your business, then you want the aesthetic to speak to your brand. So I spent about $1,000 to rent out that location for day one and $1,000 for day two. Granted, I was in San Francisco. Everything is more expensive, and you can find places for a lot cheaper outside the city if you're willing to drive or be a little bit flexible on your exact location. And then my videographer that I hired was about $25 an hour, and that includes on-set as well as post-production. So my first 2 days, that gave me, like I said, 6 months worth to a year's worth of content, cost me about $700. That also included the photo shoot, and I got about 20 professional images and portraits. So that's just to give you an idea. I spent almost $3,000, but it gave me a lot of content, and that drew in a lot of business. So you can spend a whole lot more, I know that for sure, but I felt like what I did was pretty budget friendly for a new business. And then the third thing is you want to go ahead and shoot your videos. So I mentioned how I hired a videographer, I batched all of my content, and then the location was super important to me to give a different aesthetic. Make sure you're shooting from different angles and different outfits. So I would shoot 5 videos in one corner with one outfit, another 5 on the couch, a different location in a different outfit, and so that way when you're looking at locations, look at the location for the potential different spaces that you can film, because it's just gonna look like you shot on different days and different outfits. It's gonna be really nice to give your viewer a different perspective. And you would be surprised, you can get a lot of different locations from a small space, depending on how you move the furniture, depending on your outfit, where you're sitting, the light, coming in through the windows. Natural lighting is always best, but make sure you ask your videographer and make sure that they're gonna bring some yellow canceling lights, like a whole studio setup. I think that's really important to get the lighting right. And then the other thing is that when you're all ready to go, make sure you have a plan for your videos. So I know when I first started, I had so much content and I had to actually hire on a marketing person to help me figure out how to get it all out there. So what she did with me is that we actually set a schedule every 3 days. She had someone who would load the full length video to IGTV, because your timeline on your Instagram is only going to give you a short amount of time to post a video. So you're either gonna have to post a clip to your timeline, or if you want to post a long video, you can post it to your IGTV. So we ended up posting my videos to IGTV. Sometimes I also post clips of them on my timeline because I find I get a little bit more visibility and traffic to my channel. So I really utilize both. And really my strategy for doing a YouTube channel is that you want to have as many streams for people to engage with you as possible. You want to diversify beyond Instagram. Instagram is great for e-commerce, buying something online. But for me, a huge part of my clinic and my business is education. And really, you want to be really strong with your videos on IGTV and YouTube for that. So other things to consider would be TikTok. As much as you can diversify on platforms, the better. There's Snapchat, Twitter, and so as much as you want to put into maintaining all of that and being really consistent with your voice and your brand, the better. And then the last thing is that this was all new to me, but I needed thumbnails, I needed a banner. So you need like actual visual artwork for your channel. And so all of this I actually created on Canva, and you can get all this artwork for free if you just Google free artwork for thumbnail. And I just got some that looked really great for like a spa, really relaxing, and my colors that are in my logo and my brand. And it only took me a few hours to create those, and I use them for everything. And then for each new video, I create a new thumbnail, and you really want your thumbnail to have a picture of someone in it. So I generally try to include a picture of me. And you also want it to be really clear to read. So your thumbnail is the thing that people are gonna see when your video pops up. And I do not recommend choosing a screenshot, which is what YouTube is gonna prompt you to do. I recommend creating your own customized thumbnails because it's gonna increase your visibility. People are gonna wanna click on it and have it be really clear about what they're gonna find. And so I like to follow Chantal Lunderville. She really comes up with really easy ways to start your channel, to boost the visibility. And so yeah, I think if you're thinking about doing it, just doing it, YouTube is a growing platform every single day. It's rivaled by Google and some of these larger search engines. So if you really want to be serious about patient education, client education, I really recommend for you to do it. And it's not that hard. So I hope you found this video helpful, and check out my other videos about the nitty-gritty of starting an aesthetic injection business.